Hello, hello. Welcome into Sparkle.Sanctuary. Hi there. I'm so glad you're here. If you don't know me, my name is Rebecca. And today is a WIP and chat. And if you don't know what a WIP and chat is, WIP or WIP stands for work in progress. So I'm going to work on this while I just chat with you. I already started on this section, and that's because I already recorded this video, and it turned out that I did not have my mic on. So you can't hear anything. Thankfully, I double checked it because I've done that before. You would think I would learn, but I've done that before. And so I double checked it and figured out that there was no sound before I put everything away. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do this again, right? But nope, that was in the right place. I'm not sure what I just did. Okay, so sorry, a little distracted there. But anyway, hope you're all doing well. Hope the summer is going good for you, or winter, I guess, depending on where you're at. And yeah, I know it's been incredibly hot here. I don't remember if I mentioned it in my last WIP and chat, so I'm going to mention it now. But my air conditioning wasn't working. There was an entire week where my AC was actually broken, and my landlord didn't come fix it right away. So it was the house, and that's because the house was like staying cool-ish. I keep it at what would be 72 degrees. So sorry. I hope you didn't just hear my stomach growl. I normally keep my house at 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And even though it was set to that, it was like 75 in here pretty much all of the time. And the air conditioning unit was running nonstop. And so it ran nonstop for an entire week before they finally got somebody out here to see what was going on. And I had told them I thought it was low on Freon, and he was like, oh, they look at that every year, and it's blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay. So they had somebody come out, and I was right. It was low on Freon. So they fixed it, and they got it all sorted out. And then they actually fixed it as I was getting ready to leave last weekend. So today's Saturday the 5th. And last weekend I went to a convention with my girls, and they like fixed it as we were walking out the door. So thankfully that's taken care of. And when I got back, my house was nice and cool. It was at 72, and my AC isn't running nonstop. It is running right now, so hopefully you don't hear that. But yeah, my AC is working, and it's keeping the house cool, and it's not running nonstop. So I am not looking forward to that full week of it running, the bill for that, because that's going to be pretty expensive. But, um, it is what it is. I'm just going to have to deal with it. And at least it's only a week, right? It could have been so much worse. So they could have not figured out what it was and just had it run nonstop all summer. That would have been awful. Anyway, hopefully you are able to stay cool. I know there are areas where it is incredibly hot, but I also know it's winter in some areas. So I don't know how cold it is in those areas, but I know there are places around here. I mean, that was the hottest week. The week that my air conditioner wasn't working was the hottest week we've had so far this summer. I know that there are going to be future weeks when it's going to be just as bad, if not worse, but it was definitely really toasty. The humidity made the temperature over 105 degrees Fahrenheit. So I am, the air conditioner, I mean, it kept up some, but it didn't, I'm very grateful for that much. I could not imagine having it not working at all. So, you have to be grateful for small favors, right? So I'm just grateful that it worked at all. But I was also passing a kidney stone at the time. So not being as cool as I wanted to be made it kind of miserable, more miserable than I think I would have been. Otherwise, I probably would have been fine. But yeah. Which, by the way, that kidney stone passed. So when we left that last weekend. We left and went to a convention called Crypticon. If you've never heard of it, if you like scary movies, horror, that kind of stuff, I suggest looking into it. They also this year added Star Wars into that. But I got to meet some, directors of like horror films, indie horror films, and I got to, like meet a couple people from The Walking Dead. That was really cool. I actually got a signature from one of the characters from The Walking Dead. And then, I bought like a dragon, because I really like dragons. They have these really neat shops, and I don't know, it just was a lot of fun. And had a good time. I don't normally, that's not my shtick, but my girls really like scary movies and things like that. So, yeah, they really, um, really enjoyed going to it. So they had a lot of fun too. But as I was saying, like while we were there, there was actually one night I was in a lot of pain, because I was in the process of passing a kidney stone. And, let's see, let me find the next letter. Sorry. There. Yeah. And so the first night was really, really bad. But then Sunday morning, I woke up and I passed the stone, thank goodness, and have been doing better since then. I've just been trying to take care of myself, continue to drink water, all of the good things, and glad that I passed it on my own and I don't have to worry about surgery because I went into urgent care and saw a doctor and they sent me for a CT scan and to verify that it was a stone, and then they prescribed me medicine. And then I saw the nurse practitioner for the urologist and they confirmed everything and just did a check in with me and let me know how long they were going to wait, scheduled me for an appointment with the urologist as a follow-up in case I didn't pass the stone. That's it. And my bill was about $2,500. They want me to do another CT scan, but I'm like, I passed the stone. I don't need to do another CT. So I don't know. I feel like whatever showed up on the first one would show up on the second one, like I'm not sure why I would spend that kind of money to do another one because the CT scan was the majority of that. I think it was like $2,300. But yeah, I know. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to talk to them about doing something different because I don't want to do that, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I've been feeling pretty good and very glad that I passed that stone, had a good time at the event, and got to spend some good time with my kids, but I also got to spend some time kind of walking around by myself and looking at things. And just I think, just every time you end a decently long relationship, you should really sit back and take time to examine yourself and think about like who you are and what you did, and like what you could have done differently or what you should have done differently or how you handled situations or whatever. Even if you like truly believe that you're not to blame, you should still examine, because relationships are not one-sided, right? And if a relationship ends, then both of you had some fault in it. And, and I say that as somebody who survived a domestic violence relationship. Like there are still things like looking back that I wish I had done differently. And a lot of that is, obviously like leaving sooner, but that, like it's things like that. Like what could you have done differently to have made the situation better for yourself or for your partnership or whatever. I think a lot of people tend to just kind of leave relationships and then, well, they did this or they did that and then move on, and they never learn and they never grow. And then they go into another relationship and have the same issues over and over and over again. And so you end up being doomed for failure. And I say that as a 45-year-old who left a 16-year abusive relationship and then after 5 years, found somebody that I thought was going to be my forever. And that ended after, 4.5 years. So, I think it's good to examine yourself and examine, how you got into that situation in the first place, why you would allow yourself to be in a relationship with somebody, and what your values are and what your expectations are and what you can bring to the table in the next one if you decide you go forward in another relationship. And that, like, even if you're not planning to go into a romantic relationship with somebody, it impacts your friendships too, and so anyway, that's my thought on it. I want to kind of sit back and take time and evaluate myself and evaluate my values and see, what about me do I love? What about, my personality, could be better. I'm constantly trying to make myself a better person. I know I'm not perfect and I don't pretend to be, and I would like to be the absolute best that I can be. Every day I do a little better. Do I fail sometimes? Yes. Am I faulty? Absolutely. but I want to be better. I want to do better. And yeah, I do know that I've learned about myself that I love hard. And a lot of people have a really hard time with that, because when I love anything, I love and everything, like I don't just want my family and friends to succeed. I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to find happiness. I want everyone to find joy. And I think everybody should strive for that, right? So anyway, I've been taking some time to that was really good to just walk around by myself and look at things and kind of think and contemplate about, who I am as a person, and what's important to me and why it's important to me, and, the passion that I have. And I'm a very passionate person, and some people just find that to be too much, and that's okay. And I may have already said some of this in my last WIP and chat, and I apologize if I did. My memory is completely just absolute crap. I don't know. It's just not very good. And I don't know if that's me, the neurodivergency, if it's perimenopause, if it's all of the above, I don't know. But yeah, my memory is just not the best. Some of it's CPTSD. Anyway, yeah, try work on that all the time. And honestly, nothing has helped it, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I implore you to maybe take some time and find somebody to be kind to share love and light with. And I hope and pray for love and light for you. I just really think that we should be putting goodness out in the world, and we can't expect goodness from others if we aren't willing to put it out ourselves. So anyway, what else? Yesterday was the 4th of July. I didn't do anything to celebrate it. I did go see my mom, and we did some patriotic activities, and then I went home and showered and just kind of vegged out for the rest of the day. Didn't do a whole lot. My kids were supposed to come home, and there was some kind of miscommunication, and they didn't end up coming home. So I haven't seen them really since Wednesday, I think. Yeah. And I won't see them until tomorrow. So yeah, I guess one of those things to accept as you get older, because your kids grow, is that they grow and move on, and you don't get, holidays with them anymore. And gosh, sometimes like I look back and I'm like, dang, that time just flies by so fast. And you try to enjoy it, you really do, but it just goes so fast. And, my twins just this last week went and got their learner's permits. And so I don't have, so sorry, I don't have anybody in my household that is not a driver now. And that just is crazy to me. Like, when did I get to the age where my kids were all grown? Anyway, so yeah, they're 16 going on 17. I can't believe how it's going so fast. They just have 2 more years of school, and then I don't know. So it's really good to kind of take time to examine myself now, so that I can make sure as I'm moving forward with my life that I'm, staying true to myself and being the person I'm supposed to be. And I am very happy with who I am. I've learned that I love, I used to be condemned for my empathy, and now I love my empathy and am proud for being empathetic, because I know not everybody is. Oh, it looks like my camera is slowly creeping downward. I apologize. I cannot prevent it from sliding. I've tried everything to tighten the wires, and it's not working, but hopefully it's not too distracting. Anyway, let's see. I don't even know what I was talking about. I got sidetracked. Squirrel moment. My daughter, who was in a car accident, I guess her dad has said that he thinks he found a car for her, but it needed a new engine. So there's something about that. I'm not sure what's happening, but hopefully she'll get a car, because having 4 drivers under one roof and one car is awful, and I hate it. And I don't want to. I don't want to. Let's see. I think I just put a diamond in the wrong place. Those are Z's. See, this is the problem with some of their canvases. Like I loved a lot of the Diamond Shop canvases, but there was, this like these two symbols look incredibly similar, and I'm working on them upside down, which means that I'm possibly going to miss them. And let's see if I can find it. So here is the letter Z, and here's a letter S. I mean, they look incredibly similar. Let's see if I can pull that up. Yeah. So I guess if I mess it up, it won't be too terrible. But yeah. Another squirrel moment. So sorry, I got sidetracked and I dropped my phone, and I need my phone for my notes. So hold, please. Come on. Okay, so we will move on from that stuff. Let's get into crafts. What have I done? I've actually completed a couple diamond paintings. I did a month post review for the month of June, and I think that went up already. And then I have completed a couple more. Like one more? Is it one more or two more? I'm trying to think, because I know I've done other projects too since then. I guess today is only the 5th, so I've only completed one project since then. But and it's just like a little project. It's going to be in a video coming up from an unboxing where I was able to do the completion along with it, which is cool. But I have also completed, I put together a miniature. If I can, I'll post a picture in here. And that's if I remember. And then I also completed brick art from Make Market, which is also going to be in a video. So yeah, I've been getting a few things, little things done here and there. And then, and all of that kind of fun stuff. But just been, kind of spending quite a bit of time diamond painting. It's summertime. I'm not working. I don't go back for about another month, though I do have a work project that I'm going to go and work on at the end of. That piece is bad. I'm just going to take that out and I'll replace it. There's a training session where they're training me to train people, which sounds really weird, but that's what it is. And so I decided to sign up for it and kind of trying to make myself invaluable because I am grant money and you just never know what's going to happen with grant money. And I want to kind of secure a little bit of my future where I'm at, just because I really do love working there. And I don't want that opportunity to go away. So I'm very hopeful and unsure what this training is going to be like. And it's all going to be out of pocket. I'm not going to get paid for it. It's 2 full days. And I have to drive out of town. They are going to give me gas mileage, or not. Yeah, they're going to give me mileage. They're going to pay for my mileage, but that's it. Like, and they also, I guess, will pay for my toll because it's going to use a toll to get there. But yeah, other than that, I'm not starting back to work until after that. And then my girls will have to enroll in school. It's all coming up so fast. But let's see. So I am going to do that, but otherwise there's nothing work-wise to talk about. So let's go on to what I'm watching and listening to. I mentioned in my last WIP and chat that I was watching a show with the girls. Basically, it's a cartoon spinoff of Jurassic Park. And it has been really fun and interesting, like watching it with them. I think in the last one I mentioned that I had been able to predict that the bad character was the dad of one of the other characters, and my girls were just shocked. And so one of my reasons I don't like going to movie theaters is because I can't talk in the movie theater, and I want to be able to process what's happening. I want to be able to predict things and say it out loud, just, because I'm like, I knew that was coming, and people have always been like, but did you really? And when I'm at home, I can be like, this is what's happening. And they're like, how did you know? That's completely different. And I don't know, like I get bored in the theater. I like to be able to pause it and go to the bathroom if I need to. So I prefer to watch movies at home for sure Though I do want to take my girls to see the How to Train Your Dragon movie before it is no longer in theater. So I have to figure that out because I really want to see that. There's actually a few movies that I really want to see and I wouldn't mind going to the theater for, but you know, I don't want to go by myself. That's just, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I have been watching that with them. I think we're almost through the series, but it's a cartoon. And so, you know, it is what it is. I don't mind watching it. I actually don't mind. I kind of like cartoons. And in fact, there's an animated series that I am going to watch with one of my friends, and we're going to do some diamond paintings along with it. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, it's been fun watching that with them and predicting all the things and seeing their reactions when things happen. So like this last video or last episode that we watched, there was a predatory dinosaur going after an animal to eat. And, you know, because that's what carnivores do. And the music started to intensify and I went, and gotcha. And of course, did it at the exact moment that the dinosaur actually grabbed the prey. And my girls just were cracking up laughing. And I think it like shocks them to see like how much I'm able to predict things going on. And, you know, I think that's part of why like I need to be able to multitask because I can predict everything. Like not every time, not every movie, but I can predict them pretty well. And anyway, I've been enjoying them letting me predict it, letting me talk out loud, letting me, you know, interact with the show. And they are just absolutely getting a kick out of me engaging in it because like they love the series and I don't think they, you know, I think they wanted me to like it. And so seeing me engage in it lets them know that I'm enjoying it too and that I'm paying attention. And that seems to be making them, you know, really happy. And I'm glad that I can do that for them. But yeah, so we're all just getting some really good enjoyment out of that. And yeah, I appreciate that. I did find out that my favorite book series is the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. And I found out that he's releasing a new book in January. And I don't know that I'm going to have the opportunity to get my hands on all of the audiobooks from the library before that series comes out so I can listen to it. Because what I do is I listen to it on like as fast as the app will let me go. So sometimes the apps will only let you go 2 times speed, but sometimes they'll let you go up to 4 times speed or something like that. Like however fast you can make it go, that's how fast I listen to it, like the max speed. And so I can get through them fairly quickly if I just have the chance to get my hands on them. So I'd really like to re-engage with the series before it comes out, just because it's been a few years and my memory is, I already mentioned, my memory is not the best. So it would be good to kind of refresh and remind myself where we were and what happened. And I've only read this series once, so you know it'd be kind of cool to go back and go through it again just to recap. I mean, it's been, gosh, more than 10 years since I started that series. So yeah, it'd be a good thing to be able to revisit it. And if nothing else, maybe I'll just need to Google it and look up the like Wikipedia synopsis or something because I need to remember what happened before this next book comes out. Yeah, because I don't want to miss the little details, you know, like they always put, this particular author will put little, like, I don't know, Easter eggs from past books, you know, talks about things from other books. And so I don't want to miss those little nuances because that's part of the enjoyment of it. Right. But anyway, if you like, you know, like, I don't know, it's got wizards and fairies and werewolves and vampires and, there's, you know, just that kind of stuff. Like if you enjoy any of that, I recommend it. It's a good series. Yeah. So I will hopefully be getting my hands on some of those here pretty soon. And then, for some, I also wanted to ask, like, are you participating in any events? I'm going to move on from the other subject. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, but, have you found any events that you're wanting to work on or that you've engaged in so far this year. I haven't done any events, but I know there's a few coming up that I want to. Crafting with Shay is going to do a cat fedora event, so I'd like to participate in that because I actually have a cat fedora that I picked up at the retreat I went to. And then I know I always participate in drills and chills. I've only missed the very first one, and that's because I wasn't diamond painting at the time. I got involved in it in 2020 and have joined in and participated every single year since then. So I'd like to participate in that. I had planned on joining in summer with the Masters and a few other events, but I didn't end up doing any of those. And yeah, so yeah, if you have events that you've participated in, let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know what kind of things you do. If there's events coming up that you're wanting to participate in. I know I basically have my diamond paintings plotted out for the rest of the year. I don't love doing things that way, but I think it'll be fine. Because I know like I have Oz in August that I'm going to be participating in. I donated a diamond painting for it, so I'm definitely going to participate in it. And yeah, so trying to think if there's any other events that I wanted to mention. I know I'm planning on doing some stuff with my friend. Not events, but just activities. So I have some future videos coming up that I'm planned already. So I'm excited about that. I've already recorded a couple videos and I've been setting up. So I'm setting up everything that I need today. I'm going to do some research and make sure I have all the equipment that I need. But I have a canvas that is double-sided adhesive. So I am doing a future video on how to change that from double-sided adhesive to glue so that you can work on those diamond paintings that you've been avoiding because they're double-sided adhesive, if you have any in your stash. Because I know like sometimes like the one I got from Temu, and it was one that I made myself, and I wasn't expecting it to be double-sided adhesive, but it was. So I'm going to show how to fix that because I've done it once before, though it's been several years. So I've got to get back into like reminding myself the adhesive that I used and all the things. So, and then seeing maybe what's new and different since I made that video or since I did that project. Because I did that at the very beginning of 2021, and I know that there are more options available to us. So I'm looking forward to researching some of that today, but I have the canvas all prepped and ready. And so I'm working on setting that video up. And then I also have been setting up everything to finally record how I store my diamond painting stash. So hopefully that will come out fairly soon too. I do have some logistics on how I'm going to record that, and a friend gave me a suggestion, so now I need to do some research on that as well. But yeah, I've been working on getting videos put together and hopefully making some content for my channel, and hopefully it's content that you enjoy and that people will find helpful, because I think that's my biggest thing. I want to be helpful. As much as I really don't care about like for me, this isn't for me. Like I'm enjoying coming in here and kind of chatting about what I'm doing, but honestly, like everything that I do is for you guys, and I think that's part of why I paused my channel briefly and hardly uploaded anything, because I realized I was kind of getting carried away with all my purchases, and I don't want to be disingenuous, because I realized that I was making purchases on canvases that I maybe wouldn't have purchased anyway. And so I kind of backed out and I stopped diamond painting as much. And then when I got back into diamond painting, guess what? I started buying a whole bunch of canvases. So I realized it wasn't really my channel after all. It's just me being an overconsumer. So I am working on not consuming whole-wide as much. But yeah, let's see what else. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I had to chat about. So kind of a shorter video. I would like to challenge everybody, if you could just find some way this week that you can spread light and love out into the world, show kindness, be giving, and have an open heart and an open mind, and maybe take some time to reflect on yourself and who you are and how you want to project yourself to the world, and what your hopes and dreams are, and just take time to learn about you and how maybe you're presenting yourself to the world. I think that's a good idea. I think, even if you're really happy where you are, it's always good to take time to pause and evaluate, just so that you don't end up in a position that you don't necessarily want to be up in, because things are only good until they're not. And yeah, it's always good to evaluate and make sure that you are doing everything in life that you've set out to be. And I guess just being the best version of yourself that you can, because that's really what we should be striving to do. And I'm very happy with what I'm doing, and I would like to hear other people and what you're doing. And I know a lot of people do all the good deeds, but I know some people forget, like you forget. And if you can, just do it. It could be something as small as holding the door open for somebody, or it could be, forgiving somebody that you never thought you'd forgive. Who knows? Anyway, take some time this week. Consider yourself, take care of yourself, drink plenty of water, and, be kind and spread light and joy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in my next video. Remember, the Sparkle Sanctuary is wherever you go to take time to take care of you and your mental health. So please take that time, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.